YouTube, what's going on? It's your favorite misfit checking back in. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy holidays to you wherever you are in the world. Hope you're doing fantastic, enjoying the holiday season. You know, I know holiday travel is crazy, it's hectic. A lot of things going on, but obviously this week a Boruto chapter has dropped. It has been a long time since I've uploaded a video, probably going on a month right now. I do a little shorts here and there, but not as much long video content. But today we're going to talk about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 5, titled Target. Now, before hopping into today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, do all those things to support the page. Is always appreciated. Also, check the description below. Follow me on my socials. I'm very active on social media, specifically on Misfit Sasuke. That is my Instagram page for all anime content, where you can find all that cool jazz about Naruto / Boruto related content, or many other types of animes as well that I'm trying to figure out how to fit into my anime scheme. But we're working on it, so definitely check out the socials there. Also on TikTok, Misfit FM, and on Instagram, Misfit FM. Check me out there for my personal content, more just anything outside of anime. I try to do a little bit of everything, but you know, I have fun with it. That being all, I'm going to kind of do a quick recap into what kind of happened in Chapter 5 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. In a nutshell, we got a kind of a glimpse into the Flashback Era where we saw Boruto with much more longer hair, training with Sasuke, learning kind of how Boruto became the individual he is in the present day that we're seeing, kind of understanding that it looks like Boruto and Sarada will play a role in the future in terms of pretty much the present now, in terms of kind of figuring out what exactly to do in terms of the claw grims, code, and pretty much the rest of the world. You know, we knew Boruto had the fate of the world in his hands. Now we know Sarada also plays a role in it because of Sasuke's foreshadowing, which has pretty much been spot on. I mean, he's gone 2 for 2. First time he did it back in the Boruto manga, where he referred to kind of having to maybe harden his resolve or showcase it. And I mean, sacrificing yourself to protect your student to the very end is a pretty unique resolve, in my opinion. And obviously, a lot of people who kept saying he's going to die. Well, fun fact, he didn't die. My boy's still alive and well, and I'm very happy for that. And again, I've said this in many posts I've made on Mr. Sasuke. I think it's really great that Boruto's getting this kind of opportunity to kind of live in the limelight along with other side characters, new gen characters, because again, when you take out Naruto, Sasuke out of the picture, you kind of open the doors for other characters to kind of, hey, this is your opportunity to do something. So, you know, we'll see how Kishimoto and his staff are cooking up with that in the new year. Obviously, after the sacrifice, we went back to the present day. We're kind of seeing more of the aftermath of the code attack. We now can confirm Moby got caught trying to save a daughter and a mom. She became a tree, and now we can kind of basically say yes, officially confirm Moby, that clone is hers. And now the clones, they meet up. They're all talking about, okay, we want to get smarter, involved, basically more. I made a post about it, Mr. Sasuke. Make sure you check it out. A little picture pop up right here to kind of show you the cover page of what I was talking about. But in that post, I did discuss how my comparison, how I viewed the whole situation was like newborns who are growing at an abnormal rate. I know my boy Boruto Raiden, he used the more AI, artificial intelligence perspective of them seeking more knowledge, wanting to get more. And both similarities both work in both ways. So like, you know, it's a really cool comparison. And I think seeing these claw grims trying to string for more knowledge is cool and all, but very dangerous in a nutshell. But to kind of get you on the pace, the Mugi clone wants to go after Konohamaru and basically the new gen Inosuke. The Sasuke clone wants to go after Sarada. The Bug clone wants to go after Ada, which I found that moment kind of funny. Just like, Ada had it coming. She got to take an L somewhere, and she always got to get the L in some department. So I'm happy she got an L with now having that Bug clone after her. Because to be fair, the Bug, originally the character in Boruto, he was scared of Ada because of her powers. So this kind of flip-flop is kind of cool to me. Also funny. I really think I feel like this Bug clone is gonna really do something bad to Ada. I don't know what. It's a feeling. While I laugh at it, probably I don't care much about Ada. I feel like her character hasn't shown me enough to kind of be like, oh yeah, Ada's awesome, dope. Nah, she gives off more annoying vibes to me. And again, this is just my opinion. Obviously, it's subject to change, but that's just the general consensus. Daemon's it's all right, but you gotta show me something. You know, I know you're cold and everything, but you gotta show me some. So that's all I'm gonna say on that part. Then flash forward again, we are now with Amado and Sumire. They're having a conversation about essentially Boruto's return, and also Amado pretty much kind of hitting the nail on the noggin. None of the what's going on makes sense with the whole omnipotence effects, what the physical evidence versus what they're remembering are two separate things. And he's slowly kind of pressing on the fact that, look, Kawaki has what I want, which is that, Amado still cares about his daughter, trying to make a clone of her through his methods with karma. And Kawaki has what he needs. And he's so confused why Kawaki has it, but Boruto should have it. And, he's picking up on basically what Sarada and Sumire already know. And obviously in great fashion, we had some Shikamaru Sai intervention. They're spying on Amado, which, I mean, bro, if people didn't think they were spying, come on. Look, Shikamaru's been taking a lot of L's for like the last 6 months, okay? And like a lot of people are kind of discrediting him a little bit, but you have to understand, I think what Shikamaru does well is when people are underestimating him. When you don't realize Shikamaru was plotting, he just needs time and let him do his thing. There was a time in Shippuden that Shikamaru was that guy, and he still is that guy. He has his own ways of adapting. As you get older, you find new ways of adapting old tricks. And so Shikamaru, hopefully with his knowledge, he does something so that he can shut up everybody who's dissing him. Because, dude, at this point, you kind of have an idea that something's off. And if you don't capitalize on that or like use to your advantage, because again, I think a lot of people would assume like, does Ada know that they're hearing this conversation? Do the thing. I mean, she can probably tell that they're watching, but does she care as much? Probably not. I don't know the limitations she really puts on herself to kind of be in the know. But at the most part, hopefully she doesn't know. She's not aware of this, but she could be. And I know she can't see certain things like, for example, when Boruto was talking to Momoshiki in that little time freeze, she can't see that. She can't see that. And I think when they do the communication in their heads, I don't think she can like hear that. But if she can, great. That's the worst case scenario. But if not, use it to your advantage. So Shikamaru, rooting for you, my guy. And the last thing I'll say is, at the end of the chapter, we saw Boruto return to the village, which I pretty much was not expecting at all. I thought he was still gonna be on some rogue stuff, stay outside the village, but I guess it was about time to come back. It's 3 years, the Borusara is very lit right now. That iconic image, calling Boruto a dummy. It was a great way of ending the chapter, and I overall enjoyed the chapter. It's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Let's kind of hop into some points I want to make or dive deeper into, starting off with kind of Amado, which is very rare for me. Amando's point is about the physical evidence and kind of the effects of omnipotence on individuals. I find that very interesting to me for about one main reason. The main thing being that, again, physical evidence is very important. And the fact that even though omnipotence is trying so hard to warp the minds of those, it's ultimately a choice of rather to believe your thoughts that you would believe is like true and fair, and just say reject them, which is easier said than done. So Amado, which his stern reality was science and physical evidence, that's a good way of approaching it. Now with Shikamaru, I feel like it's gonna be a lot more harder because he's more emotionally attached to the situation. Obviously, Naruto was his best friend. Hearing his best friend die is not a great scene, or hearing his mind been warped to believe one thing over another, especially relating individuals that he's really close with. It's tough. And for someone like him who's been through a lot of lost a sensei, lost his dad, lost some really good friends of him over the years. It's one of those, how does Shikamaru relate to that kind of feeling, and how does, with now the new knowledge of physical evidence and the effects of omnipotence play a role in all this? Omnipotence has its flaws, and we're seeing that slowly. And now you kind of have to think about, okay, what's Kawaki going to do to counteract that? And who knows? He might go fully rogue and do some crazy stuff with Ada and Daemon going to run. But it would not be in his best interest. I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll just own up to it. Hopefully, maybe. I really hope he just owns up to it in his stint, because at this point, his plan is slowly falling apart. But I do see this coalition of Boruto working with the Leaf once again will happen. Definitely some people look at him differently because, again, how they perceive him is Kawaki, not as Boruto, the kid that grew up in that village. So it's going to be weird for a while, but future chapters, we're going to see a coalition between Boruto and the Leaf again. Boruto's back, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. As I close this video out, I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. as much as active I've been. I know I'm kind of up and down with it, but overall appreciate you guys when you come in, show love, watch the videos, and just share it out and support it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Once again, I want to wish everyone watching this video a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, wherever you guys are in the world. It is your favorite Misfit signing out. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Once again, happy holidays and Happy New Year's.